doses coming into the state every week. And that's as we ended phase 1A and went into phase 1B. Of course, the focus has been on members of the public who are living in congregate settings, such as long-term healthcare facilities and the staff that manage those. But of those individuals that elect not to receive the vaccine, those vaccines are put back out into general distribution, so they're not wasted. And like I said, the governor's priority in 1B will be getting our educators vaccinated. That concludes my report for this evening, and I'd be happy to take any questions.
I have one question. When it comes to the educators, they don't have to be 70 years old. Do they have an age requirement? Do they?
So in 1B, when you break it down, it's cycled in over the course of 4 weeks. And in the first week, they started with 80, the second week, 75, third week, 70, and then the fourth week is 65. So the goal is to get all Ohioans in that 65 and older group through 1B, as well as the educators. So by the end of 1B, any Ohioan over the age of 65 that wants a vaccine should be able to get a vaccine before we go into phase 2A, which will be the next phase. I hope that answered your question. So they don't have to have
Pardon me? Well, my question was. Go ahead. You go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
The teachers, do they have to meet the age requirement is what I'm wondering. The educators.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. They don't. It's offered to the educators because the goal in the state is to begin us back in in-person school by March 1st. So that's that's right off of Ohio's website. I'm reading it right off of the website, actually. So they're trying to get all the employees of K-12 schools vaccinated and safe in the school setting. So it's not just limited to the educators. It's also includes the supporting staff in those facilities. So the goal is still to get the schools opening back up by March 1st. And that's through Governor DeWine's plan on the coronavirus.ohio.gov website.
Oh, okay. Great, thank you. Chief Wetzel?
Council President Henry, Mayor Roach, members of council and members of the community. I first wanted to just do a quick shout out of gratitude to Rick Samrata. He's our fire inspector. A couple days ago, or just probably within a week, I had a chance to meet with a resident at Marcella Arms who had some frustrations with a variety of things, most of which were really building related to her building at Marcella Arms. So I spoke to Councilwoman Thomas and briefed her on it, and then I reached out to Rick Samrata in the building department and told him some of the concerns that she had, which included, the desire to have security there, some conditions around the building, and I gave him the list. And I'll tell you, he was so fast and quick. He got in touch with somebody that was there. That building has changed owners, according to the person I talked to, 3 times in the last 48 months. And in no short order, Rick had figured out who was really in charge. And I'm really pleased. He sent some emails today that said that they are now going to have armed security at Marcella Arms 7 days a week from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., which really is outstanding. That they did that. They're going to repair some things that were out of order, explain some other things that were taking place, but he really got things done quickly, and I was impressed. And then just to add to it, she tried to reach me today and left a really sweet message, the person I talked to. And interestingly enough, shortly after I had met with her, the Councilwoman Thomas arranged to have food from the food pantry that her and Councilwoman Nelson run. So she was just touched by that. But it just really is a testament to the type of city that we have, where everybody just kind of pulls together and got such quick results for one of our customers or a resident there. And she was just tickled pink and left me a beautiful voicemail. I tried to call her back. But on to my report. The first session of our Spouse Partner Virtual Police Academy was last Saturday, and it really went well. The speakers were Officer Jim Kohler, who discussed the importance of health and wellness in policing, and Police Chief Secretary Steph Cabert addressed a dispatcher's outlook on keeping officers safe and the stress caused by critical incidents. Both of them were well prepared and did a nice job. The program exceeded our expectations, and I thank both of them. I also tonight wanted to introduce to you two of our new part-time officers, Mark Riddell Campbell and Kevin Rodriguez, who are in attendance tonight, and you can see them on the screen. They're both going to speak shortly. Both are now in our field training program and are doing very well. The guys like them. They're just really off to a great start, and they're special. You know, I say that because I hired them, but they really are. They're great guys. Since we may not be in person for a while, it could be 6+ months, I really thought it was important that you get to meet these fine gentlemen that are part of our team now. I just thought it was important to get a chance to, you know, have a formal meet. So I wanted them to just kind of introduce themselves and tell us how they feel about working for our department. I thought we could start out with Mark Riddell Campbell. So Mark, you can take it from here, and when you're done, we'll have Kevin jump in.
Thanks, Chief. Hello, all. Like Chief said, my name is Mark Riddell Campbell. I go by Mark for short because Mark Riddell is kind of a mouthful. So if you see me, you can call. I have 10 years of law enforcement experience. I love this profession. Coming to Richmond Heights, the guys there are definitely welcoming. Even outside of our community, our reputation upholds the reputation. Everyone that knows that I work for the city have nothing but nice things to say about the city, about the police department as well. So I'm happy to be here, happy to help out, and I'm looking forward to working with you all.
Thank you. So glad you came here.
Thank you.
Is it Kevin now?
Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, nice to meet everyone. Yeah, I'm Kevin. I just started over here in November. It's a great honor to work for the city of Richmond Heights. I have about 4.5 years of law enforcement experience total. I love working here. This is the most professional police department I've been a part of. And it's been a real blast. I mean, everybody really likes me. Everyone's great. Everyone's professional. The things we do in the community are huge. And I just love the impact that I get to see every time I get to go out there and work. It's really been a great experience so far. And hopefully I get to keep on working here for years to come and make an even bigger impact.
I think Kevin and Mark are going to be old like me by the time they leave. So you're starting young, you'll be old like those other guys. I've seen those other police officers for 20 years, 24 years.
You're scaring them, Council President. But I do want to say for both of them, what was important is when we were doing the hiring process with the mayor and our HR person, Kathy Gamber, and Lieutenant DiBiase, we wanted to make it very clear to him that our culture here is a culture that we want to be a national model for police departments throughout the country. And it's just huge on community policing. And I'm proud to say it was very evident to us. That's the reason they're on tonight, is because they demonstrated the commitment to that vision. They are guys that it just comes naturally to. They care about a community and they know that's how we roll. We just give it all, and they're right on board with it, and I can't thank them enough. They have so much promise, and you'll have a chance to meet them, hopefully in person, maybe on a call, or they'll just stop and visit. They're going to be getting out, and we want them to meet all the members of our community. Today, myself and the lieutenant assigned their field training officers to visit specific businesses in our city. We want them to meet all of you. They may be stopping at your house in person with a mask on. And just to say hello, and just to, you know, that's part of what we do. The lieutenant has been huge on that her entire career of just massive community outreach. I mean, she knows just about everybody in this city, and that's because she got out of her car and went up and talked to people. So they are going to be following in her footsteps, and you know, and we're really excited to have them. So that concludes my report. And thank you, Mark and Kevin, for showing up tonight. They did this on their own time, and I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you guys. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate your time. Anybody want to say anything to the new officers? Any council?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. This is Councilwoman Lewis.
Thank you.
Welcome. This is Councilwoman Nelson. Looking forward to meeting you guys.
Thanks for having us.
I look forward to meeting all of you.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you, if you guys come to my house, when you guys come to my house, my sons go the other direction. They do not open the door for officers. So if anybody look at you and turn around, and they're not criminals, but they do that. So that's why I was laughing. That's why I kept laughing. I'm thinking, yeah, you come to my door. If I'm not at the door, they're not going to open the door. So, but I'll tell them we got 2 new guys.
Madam President, I just want to say thanks, guys, for your interest in working in the city of Richmond Heights. And we've got an excellent chief and a great administrative staff in the department. And I'm sure you'll get wonderful direction. And welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome aboard. All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
Oh, you're welcome. Chief, do you have anything else to report?
No,
Or-
Council President, that was it. I just, I was just excited to have them come on tonight. So that kind of, took my report. So.
Thank you. I appreciate their time. I appreciate you ensuring that we got to meet them as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. We will move on to the building commissioner, Jim Uranker. I will tell the officers, you're not obligated to hang out with us anymore. You are free to do it, but we will not think of it as rude if you decide to go home and do better things. I mean, go and do something better than listen to us. But that's your option. All right, Jim Uranker, are you there? I don't see him. All right,
I'm sorry. Yeah, Jim had indicated that he wasn't going to be able to make it tonight. He
Okay.
wanted to be excused. Sorry about that.
No problem. How about Jim Technip then? It's all these black squares. It's hard to see who's not here. So I guess Jim Technip is not here either. Oh no, he's up there. Jim T, I suppose.
He'll be on just secondaries here. Right.
Hi, Eloise. I'm here. I've
Hi.
been listening. Thank you, Council President Henry, Mayor Roach, and members of council. The Finance Department continued to be busy. All the 2019 W-2s were processed, printed, and mailed last week. We mailed them out on Friday. You should be getting them if you haven't gotten them already. All 2019 IRS Form 1099s will be mailed later this week. The city is up to date with the Auditor of State 2019 financial records request. All the 2019 Auditor financial records requests have been uploaded to the city's OneDrive, which is being shared with the State Auditor's Office. And this completes my report for this evening.
Thank you. Recreation Director Rick Dula.
Thank you, Council President Henry, Mayor Roach, members of council and the Zoom audience tonight. Just a quick item that Anthony and I are putting the finishing touches on a recycling grant from the county for approximately $3,500 to pay for some educational materials promoting recycling in the city, as well as to pay for 2 shred days that we're planning in 2021. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you. I'd just like to say I love Shred Day in Richmond Heights.
Well, we love having you stop by, keeping us busy.
Thank you. Economic Development Director Brian Glaser.
Good evening, Council President Henry, Mayor Roach, members of council, and members of the community. As we await the next action on the large Bell Oaks project, the Economic Development Department just sort of doing day-to-day activity, including various stages of grant management, where we've got active grants. The Kiwanis Lodge project continues. Demolition at the southern end of the lodge interior is well underway, but also working on some previous grants to now get reimbursement out of the county and out of the state. And then we're just various other economic development projects are just in process. So we are just taking care of day-to-day activities. Thank you.
Thank you. City Engineer Lee Courtney.
Yes, Madam President. This week, we've approved the Dominion East Ohio's plans for the Monticello, Richmond, Geraldine project, which should start in February. That's a replacement of lines on Curtis Wright Parkway. CEI is still working on the repairs for a line that was damaged during the Crown Castle work. And just this afternoon, we received an email from Cuyahoga County agreeing to our proposed scope of work for the Wilson Mills resurfacing, which includes about 500 feet on Monticello and concrete repairs in the Wilson Mills Richmond intersection, which enables us to proceed with the agreement with the county. And once we get that in place, NOAC and ODOT are also partners in the project.
Okay, so you said replacement of lines. Do you mean gas lines? What kind of lines?
Yeah, Dominion East Ohio will be replacing gas lines, and the project will take some time because after they put the new lines in, they've got to reconnect everybody.
So they're going to break up the ground is what you're saying, and we're going to have detours? Is that what
No, I don't. Well, Monticello won't have any detours because it's 4 lanes, and most of the work is in the tree lawns.
Oh, okay.
And if the old connections are still good, they won't even need to go to the other side of the street, but they directional bore almost all of that work, the same as the recent work on Curtis Wright for the fiber optics, because they're small lines.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. As a matter of fact, talk about that kind of line, pipeline safety. Did council get a notice about that? Because they're sending out training notices about a virtual meeting they have it on pipeline safety, and that includes those gas lines. Did any of you all get that notice about that? All right, well, I hear it's blank. I'm going to send you all the notice just in case you all want to sign up for it. But it's very interesting. That's very informative. All right, so we'll move on to Service Director Don Korniski.
Thank you, Madam President. I have nothing to add tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any comments from the audience? If so, maybe, I don't know, you might have to raise your hand or send a message or something. Saying anything yet?
I don't see any hands raised or anything on the chat box.
Right, me neither. Okay, then we'll go to old business, which you don't even have to read it. We're just going to hold 107. Thank you. Go to new business, please.
All right, new business. We have Resolution 7, 2021, introduced by Lentine, first reading. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a purchase agreement with American Fleet Services for repair to the suspension and air systems of Squad 741 for the Division of Fire.
Madam President, we discussed this in caucus, and it's also been discussed in the Safety Committee of Council. It's a repair to the older squad that we own, that's Squad 741. It's not to exceed $6,000 in repairs. I believe it's an emergency, and I would like to see it passed this evening. My recommendation is for passage. Perhaps you'd want to hear a little bit more from our fire chief on this subject.
Now, if he wants to talk to me about this, if you want to expound, you have the floor, Chief.
Thank you, Council President Henry. I think Councilman Lentine expressed it quite well. It's this system that works to assist us with loading patients in and out of the back of the unit.
Move for suspension.
Second the motion.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
Move for passage.
Second the motion.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
Resolution 7, 2021 passes unanimously.
Resolution 8, 2021, introduced by mayor and council, first reading. A resolution confirming the appointment by the mayor of Erica Hester to the Recreation Board of the city.
Mayor, you want to comment?
Yes, I think Erica would be a great addition to the rec board. She has promised to be very active, and she has will be one of the younger members on the board with 2 young children. So I'd highly recommend confirmation this evening.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
I make that motion, Madam President. I move to pass.
Second.
Alexander,
Suspension is required.
Yes.
The rules.
Move for suspension of the rule.
My motion's the same.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
Move for passage.
Second the motion.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
Resolution 8, 2021 passes unanimously. Are there any additions and or correspondence? All right, I move for adjournment. Do I get a second? Just second me, please, so we adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. I'm trying to follow the rules here. All right. Thank you all. Have a good night, and talk to you all later.
Thank you, Madam President. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.